Good evening, everyone. Jaeger Bishop here, and I am here to talk to you today about lore. More specifically, lore behind certain things existing. Now, take for example this in Borderlands lore. In Borderlands, there can only be 6 sirens in existence at any given time. Sirens are also always female and extremely powerful. Also, I forgot to mute. My apologies. Why is that important? Well, say for example I wanted to just have one of my male characters be a siren just because, let's say, sirens are really popular. And let's face it, sirens like Lilith and Maya here are actually pretty popular, as well as Angel. But in any case, so why is this important? Well, I shouldn't be able to just say to the creators at Gearbox, okay, well, I want this to happen because my personal preference. That you should have to make a male siren just because I want it that way. No, that's not how that works. It's established lore that all sirens are female and there can only be 6 at a time. Why there's only 6 at a time, I'm not exactly sure. Probably something to do with the energies within that universe. Probably something to do with Iridium, since Iridium does actually affect their powers. Any case. So, why is this important? Well, this brings back to Warhammer 40k and how a certain group called Feminist 40k wants there to be female Space Marines because it fits their narrative, their preference. However, lore-wise, this is impossible. It's impossible for 2 reasons. One, most specifically, is the fact that gene seed is all male. Why? Because all the Primarchs were male, which is where all gene seed comes from. Now, of course, there was the, I believe, 2nd and 11th Legions. I can't exactly remember. 2nd and 11th Legions, I believe, of the Legiones Astartes that were stricken from records. Now, that actually has been like that since the very beginning, pretty much. And the reason for this is mostly a marketing thing. The fact that people can create their own legions based off of these 2 missing Primarchs. Basically fan fictions. You know, that's not a bad thing. Because the only thing we do know about the 2nd and 11th Legions is the fact that they were stricken from Imperial records. My guess is somehow they were failures, or something along those lines. Maybe they had already converted to chaos. Who knows? There are a lot of speculation, but there's not any really hard evidence as to what happened to them. So, with all that said, the lore has established that this is impossible. Now, if you want to bring this into the real world, well, okay. Since, logically speaking, all gene seed is male, alright? The genetic and biological differences between men and women are so vast that aside from being of the same species, being Homo sapien, there's actually a vast difference between the two. And this is for one crucial difference between men and women. Women have the babies. Men don't. Men are genetically built from the ground up to be warriors, heavy lifters, the hunter-gatherers, that sort of thing. To fight off predators. And to protect women while they are nursing and pregnant. And of course to defend their young. While the women are hardwired to be able to take care of the children. At least they're supposed to. I've seen some women are pretty shitty mothers, just saying. But that's more of an individual thing than it is a group thing. That's the difference between men and women. Also, that is why men are supposed to be better at things like mathematics, because they have to itemize and prioritize everything in resource management usually. Especially when it comes to money. Men also have more testosterone, and which usually equals more drive, which is why more men tend to be, well, aggressive, shall I say. This is why men are more aggressive compared to women. This is also why men tend to be CEOs and things like that instead of women. Because they just have a natural drive, a dominance instinct. Is any of this bad inherently? No. As a trade-off, women seem to be more socially adept. At the very least in the terms of reading people and being socially empathetic. Mostly empathetic towards children, not necessarily each other or men, but more towards children. Which, again, is a good thing. Well, it's a good thing that they're empathetic towards more empathetic towards children. Because especially babies need a lot of attention and caring. So, with all of this in mind, all these genetic differences, all these quite frankly innocuous, or I should say obvious biological differences and the reasons for them, it has to be at. You have to wonder, well, what does all this have to do with female space marines? Well, it's right there in my explanation I just gave you. Genetically, they're not meant, women are not supposed to typically be warriors. There are outliers, even in our own history. And you know what? Even in Warhammer 40k, there are female warriors, female Imperial Guard, and there are actually an entire militant order of women known as the Sisters of Battle, or Adeptus Sororitas. So, yes, women are capable of being warriors. Just maybe not the top percent of them. That's all. Whoop-de-doodle-doo. Women aren't meant to be the warriors anyway. Not typically. Typically of a species where the male is bigger, it means that the male has evolved to be the warrior, to be the hunter-gatherer, to be the protector, provider. You get the drill. Anyway, so, yeah, shooting that guy in the face. But yes, so those are the two big reasons why there cannot be female Space Marines. Because lore-wise, they're not supposed to. And in reality, biologically speaking, they wouldn't be either. Now, to put this all in perspective, these people do not care about the war. Feminist 40k and people of their ilk do not care about the lore. They don't care about biological difference. Heck, they don't really even care about women. They just care about getting their way like the petulant little children they are. I've always been of the mind, actually, that feminism really isn't for women. It's for women. And there's a distinct difference there. The difference between women and women. Women are basically what you would equate to a man-child. They are incapable of being adults. They are completely devoid of just being reasoned with. Their feelings are the reality. You get the idea. They are literally children. And if you don't give them their way, all of a sudden you're a misogynist, a racist, a homophobe, yada yada yada. Every other buzzword you can think of. And every other baseless accusation you can levy against somebody. Take me, for example. My favorite chapter is obviously the Black Templars. despite the fact of my personal atheistic stance and obvious lack of giving a fuck about people's religious preferences. The Black Templars in almost no way represent me as an individual, yet they're my favorite. And I'm not sure, I think there's something wrong with the camera. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with the camera. I'll have to restart the game and after I do this, all this crap. Okay. Can I just, yeah, I can. Ooh, I got a new head. Sweet. And it's one I already have. Great. Oh well. Not exactly sure what that was for, but hey. Come on, die, pricks. But yes, so that is why female Space Marines cannot be created, and that is also why the lore should not change just to accommodate them. For lore reasons and for actual biological reasons. I have been Jaeger Bishop, and this has been my 2 cents on the whole Feminist invasion. And why their claims should be dismissed outright. Have a good day.